Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into something really fun today. We're taking a look at movie slang.
Yeah.
We got this awesome list of like 50 common English slang phrases, the kind you always hear in movies.
Right, right.
And we're going to break down not just like what they mean, but like how they're used and why filmmakers love them so much.
It's really interesting how these phrases add so much to the feel of a movie.
Okay, so I'm looking at this first group and it's like, chill out, no biggie, dude. They're everywhere.
Yeah. They're like instant shorthand for that casual sort of laid back vibe you see in so many films, especially, American movies.
But it's not just about sounding casual, is it? Like, take dude, for
Oh
instance.
yeah, dude is a whole other world.
They can be friendly,
Yeah.
or it can be sarcastic, right? It can
Yeah.
even be kind of aggressive sometimes.
Exactly. It really depends on how it's delivered.
Yeah.
Like picture a surfer dude saying dude versus like a tough guy in a thriller. Totally different vibe.
It's interesting how the same word can mean so many different things.
Yeah, and thinking about it, phrases like "no biggie" can kind of reveal a lot about a character too,
Yeah.
especially male characters. Like they might be trying to play it cool, downplaying their
All right.
emotions.
It's like they don't want to seem too sensitive or
Right.
something.
It's like they don't want to seem too sensitive or something.
Exactly. So much going on beneath the surface there.
So even these super common slang words can do a lot in a movie, like with the characters, even the story sometimes. What about when things get a little more, I don't know, heated?
Oh, yeah. Like with arguments.
Yeah. Phrases like, no way, for real, you bet. It's like the volume gets turned up, right?
Yeah.
Everything's more intense, especially in comedies or, romantic scenes.
Yeah. That you bet. When someone agrees to a date, or, no way. When, I don't know, like they bump into their celebrity crush at the grocery store or something.
It's like these phrases give us permission to really feel those emotions
Mm,
along with the characters.
right. But what about a word like whatever? Like that one's kind of tricky, isn't it?
Whatever, it's definitely all about context. It can be dismissive, sarcastic even.
Yeah.
It really depends on who's saying it and how they say it. Like a teenager saying whatever to their parents versus, say, a boss using it in a meeting. Totally different.
It's like a secret code or something. Okay, what about words that are even more, I don't know, stronger?
Oh, you mean like stoked, bummer, savage, lit?
Yeah, those ones.
They really capture strong emotions, in a way that normal words just sometimes can't.
But do you think there's a risk, like, if every reaction is savage or lit, doesn't it kind of get old?
Yeah, that's the thing with slang. It can make things sound real and in the moment, but overdo it, and it
Mhm.
starts to sound kind of fake.
So, like everything else, it's got to be used well. Now, let's talk about epithets.
Oh, yeah, the not so nice words.
Yeah, like tool, loser, nerd.
Harsh, but, they really highlight these power dynamics and insecurities, don't they?
Like, who's the bully, who's the victim, or even like who secretly wishes they were more like the person they're making fun of.
It's true. A lot of psychology hidden in those simple words.
And finally, there's this last group. It's kind of a mix of all kinds of slang.
Yeah, like props, shady, spill the tea, even zonked.
A little bit of everything, right?
It just shows how diverse movie slang is
Hmm.
and how much can reveal, about what the characters are really thinking or feeling.
Yeah, like shady, something's not right, but you don't know what yet.
Exactly. Or spill the tea. Everyone's dying to know the gossip. These phrases add a whole other layer to what's going on in a movie.
It's like they're giving us little hints and clues about what's going to happen next.
Right. Makes you want to lean in and pay attention. It's like the screenwriters are in on a secret
Yeah.
and, they're letting the audience in on it too.
Yeah, it's like we're all part of the inside joke. Okay, so we've covered like a ton of slang, but why should we care? Like, does it really matter if we know all this stuff?
Well, imagine watching a movie where everyone talked like they were reading from a dictionary.
Oh, man, that'd be so boring.
Right. Slang is what makes movies feel real. Like we're just hanging out with the characters.
Yeah, instead of like watching them from a distance. So it helps us, connect with the characters more.
Exactly. And when you get the slang, you get the jokes, the references, the whole cultural vibe of the movie.
It's like understanding the language they speak, right? So it's not just about the words themselves, but like what they say about the movie, the characters, even the whole time period. Like, could you imagine hearing, that's so swell, in like a modern action movie?
Huh. Yeah, totally out of place. But that's what's so cool about slang. It's like always changing.
Like fashion, right?
Exactly. So paying attention to slang in movies can tell us a lot about the world the movie's trying to show us.
So it's like another way to like get deeper into the story. And speaking of stories, you know how some phrases are just like so classic, you hear them in tons of movies.
Oh, yeah, they're like part of the movie formula now.
But do you think like using too much of that kind of slang can make a movie feel dot predictable?
That's a good point. It's a balance, right? Screenwriters want to use language that feels familiar, but they don't want it to sound like cheesy or overdone.
So they got to keep it fresh. Speaking of which, do you ever catch yourself like using these movie slang phrases in real life?
All the time.
Right, me too.
I think we all do it. Like, it's part of how we talk now.
Yeah, but is it bad? Like, are we just like copying movies?
I don't think so. As long as it feels natural, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't wear a tuxedo to the beach, right? But you might throw on a Hawaiian shirt for a barbecue.
Okay, so it's all about like the right time and place. What about you? Any favorite movie slang phrases? Ones that just like stick with you?
Ooh, that's tough. There's so many good ones. But one that always comes to mind is hasta la vista, baby.
Classic.
It's so simple, so badass. Just perfect for, Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator.
It's like the line made the character or the character made the line. I don't know. What about you? I've always loved go big or go home. It's like so inspiring. It makes you want to like go for it, take a chance.
And you hear it in those big movie moments. Like the hero is about to face their biggest challenge.
Gives you chills. What about hit the road?
Ooh, yeah. That feeling of like adventure, freedom.
Like anything is possible.
And it usually means big changes are coming for the character, right?
They're leaving the past behind and starting a new chapter. And you can't forget about ride shotgun.
Ah, shotgun, best seat in the car.
It's like that symbol of friendship, going on an adventure together. Okay, last one. Knock it off.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's like the ultimate shutdown.
Like, enough is enough. And it always sounds so dramatic in movies.
Like they could say it in a whisper and you'd still feel it.
Totally. So I guess what we're saying is slang in movies,
Mm-hmm.
it's more than just like words. It's about like culture, relationships, and who we are.
And it can make us laugh, think, and even feel inspired.
And that's why it's so much fun to pay attention to it.
So next time you're watching a movie, listen closely to how the characters talk. You might be surprised what you discover. It's like they're speaking a whole other language sometimes.
Right. But once you understand it, it's like a whole new world opens up.
So to kind of wrap things up here, would you say that like enjoying movie slang, even using it ourselves, it's like a way of appreciating movies even more?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're recognizing how much thought and creativity goes into the words we hear on screen and how those words, even slang, can make us feel so much.
Like we're part of the movie, right?
Exactly.
So to everyone listening, next time you're watching a movie, really pay attention to the language, especially the slang. It might surprise you how much it adds to the whole experience.
It's like a little treasure hunt, finding those hidden gems of dialogue.
And who knows, maybe you'll even find yourself using some of those phrases in your own life.
Just remember, it's all about having fun with language.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.